Are you ready for this one? Indie Music Live, episode 135.
Yeah.
I've been waiting all day to say that because we had a makeup episode last night, if you will, and I almost called it 135 just because I wanted it to rhyme because I am that cool. What's up, everybody? I'm JoeJoeKeys. Indie Music Live, episode 135. Sitting here with David Werba.
Why, Werba? Why are you here?
Dave, you need a haircut.
No, man, I just got it, man. I'm feeling sharp. But we got some awesome music, man. Like 2 shows in a row, I think I really like every tune.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, I really like all the music tonight.
Yeah.
We got P the Politician, The Master, Stephen A. Smith's younger cousin.
You know what? Tonight is going to be a hell of a show because JoJo forgot your damn name already. So let's get into it. I can't wait.
No, I didn't forget it. I just couldn't think of a funny name for once. I don't know. And I wanted it to rhyme, and Werba, I couldn't twist that around at all. So check out my freestyles later. Why?
All right, so yeah, I'll just lead us into this next little section here. We got back-to-back, video/music. We're working with the Emanate.live team, and we got a little video to play, and after that, we're going to play Jeremy Parsons' tune, which is an awesome tune. So, Rob, if you are ready, let's hit this, man. Back-to-back power. Right.
Hey, we're here to tell you more about Emanate. If you think you're an audio creative, this is a pretty big deal for you. What is Emanate? Well, it's a platform for professional music making. A set of tools, an ecosystem. We're building a community that offers artists a whole lot more, including instant payments, smart collaborations, and complete transparency. So why are you waiting? Jump over to emanate.live, sign up and register, and be a part of the new music economy.
I'm gonna have to burn this house down, 'cause honey, your leaving's killing me. We put these walls up together and they still stand tall, but every loose board on this hardwood floor screeches out of memory. And I can't go on like this, just dwelling on a used to be. I can fix these halls and patch these walls, but there's no patching up you and me. There's a memory in every single room. I can't seem to get rid of you. A 2-story reminder of a love that didn't work out. I'm gonna have to burn this house down. I guess I'm gonna need to pack up a few things. Whatever don't break my heart to see. Looking around, I don't see much that's been untouched. Everything must go, pictures and clothes, and I guess I don't need this key, 'cause I can't go on, I can't.
Burn This House Down by Jeremy Parsons, a man who makes it cool to be an arsonist. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. Like, what's going on with that video? Is he going to burn his house down?
No, just joking. Yeah. I don't want to get, bombarded on Twitter or something.
Talks about putting her underwear out and stuff. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
No, but
I've got so much to say about this one.
All right. I will go to you next, man. Let me just say some quick words. I mean, he's like Joe and I have said 10 zillion times, it's not our main genre that we listen to privately. But this is really nice. This is really smooth, well-produced, great mix. Really unique voice this guy has. He has this really tight vibrato that it's not something you can train and practice to get. I don't think I think it's just something you're born with as a singer. Reminded me of Daughtry, who's a rock artist, and I think one of the main reasons that he reached such great fame was because of that tight vibrato voice. So I'm listening to Jeremy. I'm like, man, it's such a really unique sound, man. I think that's going to be a big thing for him in his career. I think that's going to attract a lot of people because it's unique. But according to P, he's got something to say here.
P, did you just do a keg stand or something? What was that?
Well, I'm listening to Dave, and Dave, man, you brought up some really good points. You know, his
as
voice.
Usual.
Yeah, you're the man. You know, for me though, it's a bit outside of my genre. I don't really listen to very much country, but when I do, I believe that Jeremy Parsons fits right in the pocket of contemporary country. And I think what's happening in the country genre of music is what's happening in every genre. You have the young pitted against the old. So country music fans who are a lot older, they might be a little upset with the contemporary country that's coming out. I just see that in a lot of genres. But for what's out and what's happening right now, I'm not mad at it. But I am going to give him a suggestion. This is what I give, the same suggestion I give all the rap music that I get sent. Stop making yourself accessories in your music, man. If you're going to burn the house down, what happens when the house actually burns down? They're coming straight to Jeremy Parsons. Just saying.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. It's like, is this like a manifesto or something? He's like, I'm going to throw all our shit out and I'm going to have to burn this house down, basically, because she's. So, all right, cool. So we got Brent Roach here as featured artist. We'll be talking to him in just a few minutes. I saw Black Pirate Marty McFly from the Black Pirates hanging out. Juan Cabrera from Puerto Rico is hanging out.
Shouts out to my man Marty from Black Pirates. They came out to Charleston, South Carolina last year for the Independent Zone Awards, and they are awesome.
Yeah.
You guys got to send music to this platform as well.
Oh, they have.
Okay, cool.
We reviewed them recently. I've actually got them on a short list to approach about featured artist. Hint, hint. So anyway, I've been thinking about it. I just haven't got around to contacting people. So another review that just got released on the website. This is Grant Duncan coming up next. He is a London dude based in Tokyo, and he's making some pretty interesting music. So check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments. Please share this video out and let us know that you're here and say hello. Grant Duncan won't be leaving town. Hit it, Rob.
I don't wanna let you down.
Indie Music Live, episode 135. Boy, I love saying that.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt me, Dave. Anyway.
All right.
Dave,
I promise I won't.
Look who came in. Dave's here with Be the Politician. Hey, guys. Good to see you here.
Hey.
Grant Duncan won't be leaving town. We just recently put out the review for him. Speaking of reviews, we're still running behind. We're working real hard to catch up with them. Finishing up, I don't want to say this, but we're finishing up June reviews, and July reviews we're gonna shit them out so fast you won't even know what hit you. So anyway, all it'll be like, form shit. It won't be like liquid shit that we didn't really try hard.
Abort, Joe, abort.
Anyway, yeah. P.
Yo, Dave, if you ever find me stumbling like that, it's good to know that you love me enough to say abort.
Just abort, man.
Abort.
Oh, I wasn't stumbling. I just
Hold your head high and abort. I mean, just move on.
There's no stumbling about that. I just like talking about poop.
Hey,
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
true.
all right. Yeah, all right. So for me, right? Shout out to Chuck FM. I'm out in Charleston, South Carolina. Chuck FM is my favorite station to listen to. Why? Because they'll play Milli Vanilli, then they'll play Aerosmith, then they'll play Madonna. They let me relive the mid to 80s to the about mid 90s. They'll play some MC Hammer. And this song right here should be on Chuck FM. I just love the fact that it's so retro. You know what I mean? And at the same time, it still has a modern day twist. So it's almost like it's in an alternative reality if we were still stuck in the early 90s, late 80s. You know what I mean? But we're in 2018. So I enjoyed that one quite a bit.
I do hear it.
Sorry, is because I just wanted to mention he's an Englander or British guy, and he's living in Tokyo. So he's playing with a lot of like Japanese musicians as well, I think, which kind of may influence that sound because Japanese people are a little like 80s.
That's a hell of a combination, man. He's from where and he's living in Japan.
Yeah, he's like from London and he's living in Tokyo with his wife and his kid.
Oh wow,
real interesting. His Facebook posts are pretty cool. So sorry, Dave, go ahead.
No, I have some friends that actually did that. Some musician friends. They moved to Tokyo and they were just had this long, successful career.
Yeah.
They just the folks out there just ate up their music and they were playing covers and original. It was just, yeah. I mean, you can make it out there if you want to just change your environment drastically. But anyway, yeah. P, I'm going farther back, man. I'm starting with 60s and 70s, the Beatles and the Monkees. I'm hearing them in this sound and all of the offshoots of that sound that led into the 80s, and later in the 90s and everything. But Blue Oyster Cult, there's another one like Fear the Reaper. That there was kind of a similar sound in the composition here. But underneath all of that, this was just a really catchy song, man, like just in and of itself, regardless of the influences. And I was feeling it, man. Like even the video was kind of almost made in a retro style. I'm guessing that was on purpose. It seemed like it was from 20 or 30 years ago, just a little scratchy, a little blurry and everything. But this is good stuff, man. I dug it big time.
All right. Well,
yeah.
That awkward moment of silence, man.
Hey, man.
Let's go to the comments here. Joseph Burke says Japanese people are a little 80s. Noted. Okay. That's not what I meant. Come on. Marty LaFaso from Tart Vandalay is here, helping us out with some reviews on the website as well. Him and his lady friend. Marlo Dono's here. Juan keeps talking to us. He says the way they dressed too. Yeah. So cool. All right. So everybody hanging out with us, thanks for chilling. Share this video out. Please let us know what you think of the music in the comments. We're going to bring in our featured artist now. So Rob, whenever you can get the shot set up. Brent Roach was supposed to be here a couple weeks ago. He had some technical difficulties with the Zoom room. So we decided to have him back. So Brent, how you doing, man? You're like way up in the Arctic tonight, right?
I am. I'm in northern Canada, and thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, cool, man. Good to have you here. So like I was telling you, this is sort of when I have you do the little elevator pitch of who you are and what what you're doing with your music, in about 20 or 30 seconds, and then just talk briefly about the song Angel. We'll listen to that, and then we'll come back and get deeper with Dave.
Cool. Started back up recording after being out of the business since the 80s, and started writing again in September, and hooked up with some old musician friends and session players, and captured a fantastic vocalist, Marcelo Vieira, and we put together this project, and the royalty checks are starting to come in, so we're pretty happy.
Oh, nice. That's cool. They actually make those still, huh?
I got my first one yesterday. I'm pretty
From 1998.
So are you gonna go buy yourself a nice soda pop then? Or?
Well, 1984 cost, I don't think you can buy much.
Just got my ASCAP check from the mid 80s. It's just kicking in.
I made my first record 1984. I was 16, so you can do the
Very
math
cool.
on that one.
Very cool. We have a cool sound. We like the song Angel, so we're going to go ahead and take a listen to that. Everybody share this video. Let Brent know what you think in the comments, and we'll be right back.
I heard an angel crying out my name. I heard an angel and it sounded quite the same. But the last time she spoke, it was the last time she was here, saying, Daddy, please don't go. You know I need you near. I call her angel, and she's never coming home. I call her angel, but she lives inside my heart and makes me strong. I call her angel, and she's never coming home. I call her angel, but she lives inside my heart. She hears this song. As time flew by, the winter came, and the Lord took her on his day. I said goodbye with one last kiss and whispered in her ear, tonight you'll be in heaven, and this is what I call her angel, and she's never coming home. I call her angel, but she lives inside my heart.
Deeper with Dave. Deeper with Dave. Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by.
So, Brent, you're from northern Canada where the water runs clear and there is work to be done.
Yes,
Is that correct?
absolutely.
I've always wanted to say that. It was a joke from high school.
It's true.
Man, all right. I got a bunch of questions for you here, man. Let's start with the giant gaps that are left in your bio here that I was reading earlier today. So, I mean, you're a full spectrum artist in the sense that you're a poet,
Yes.
writer, songwriter, composer,
Guitarist.
guitar player. So this song that we just heard, you actually composed it, and then you played the guitar, and then you had some session players do some of the other instruments like drum, bass, and stuff. But let's start with just the background, man, because you got into music pretty early, and you started making some records in your teens. And it says that, you did it for Capitol Records and everything, and it didn't work out. But dude, that's 1980, man. Like, we're almost 40 years later. Like, what happened in between all those years?
And yeah, I haven't changed my style. I've been writing the same way. I've been playing the same way. You've heard my music, and I haven't changed anything. And now I'm starting to get recognized, like 35 years later.
Okay, so have you been writing all this time for the past 30 years?
No. A huge hiatus in the
Okay, you don't have to say the hiatus unless you want to. Was it just
I don't know, it's just time to come back, I guess. I figured there would be it was time to come back. You know what, everything is a cycle, and I was just figuring that my sound would hit home now again.
Well, I mean, in deconstructing the sound that we just heard, it brings me back to that the decade of the 80s. And you said that you were a rock promoter for Nazareth, Bryan Adams, Bachman Turner Overdrive. So there's some of those influences in your sound today, but I'm feeling more Scorpions, some more like there's some like hair metal in this sound, but it's evolved, of course. It's a little more modern and everything, but is that like doing your as a rock promoter was the bulk of that time in the 80s and 90s, or you want to talk about that? Or
well, the rock promoting, that would be in the last 10 years. I started to bring in the big bands into my hometown and other towns, bigger cities like Toronto and stuff, and that was great. It's my passion. Music's my passion, and I just went bigger. I just got bigger, and that's how that all started up.
Okay, so fast forward to the recent past, which I'm sure this was like one of the seminal moments of your music career, probably your life, was meeting up with your vocalist, because man, this guy's got some pipes. I mean, this is just, you hear this guy sing, and I was blown away, man. I first heard this song a few weeks ago because we the show got delayed and everything. I'm like, holy crap, man, talk about some range. And that's what I'm thinking, like Scorpions, because that genre during the decade of the 80s, a lot of those singers had this insane range, like Sebastian Bach and all these guys that could just like belt it, just knock people on their ass when you listen to them. And so I guess talk about that. Talk about where, like you said, all of a sudden a friend sent Marcello over to your house 6 hours north of Toronto. Did he just like appear out of the forest or something? I mean,
man of the wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just, I had the songs, and I was looking, I actually had a guy, you guys have heard of the band Helix?
Blue Helix or
Helix.
Okay, just Helix.
Want We Will Rock You, a Canadian
band.
band.
Yeah, of course.
And one of my singers back in the 80s, when I had my band and stuff, he ended up becoming the producer of Helix. And I said, once I had laid all the tracks down, I said, I got to get that right voice, David. I need that voice, that hair metal voice. And I was searching for it, and I said, I know the guy. And I called him up. I said, you'd be fantastic to sing this song. Just like you said, Skid Row type deal, the whole 9 yards. And he turned me down, but he said, I got a guy that you gotta hook up with. And Marcello sent me a demo, and I go, holy crap, this guy's amazing. And we got a hold of each other. We hit it off. Angel was the first song, and we started in September. I had everything completed for the song Angel on December 11th. And my wife came home from work, and I said, you got to listen to this. And I played it, and we both cried. Amazing. Just, he brings
it's that type of talent to have that reaction. I understand that, man.
He brought us to tears. And I, you know what, guys, if I never write another song, I never do anything in the music business ever again, that song it's with me forever. It's
it seems like it was a voice you've been searching for 30 years.
30 some years.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about, if the Scorpions were on tour, I should be backing them up, and then Joe said maybe they'll be backing me up. I've been doing the same stuff for 35 years, and I'm just getting the checks now.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the business works. It just blows me away. I'm 57 years old and playing rock star.
So what?
With the
So we always like to talk music business here too, as well. Like, where the bulk of the checks coming from? Is it just radio play or what?
Spotify, iTunes, and I got a check yesterday from CD Baby.
Oh, nice.
For my distributor, man. And on my Facebook, I'll open up my Facebook page every day, and I got 30, 40, 50 fans every day. And this has been going on since the record came out in February.
That's cool.
Okay, so that's not that long ago. So what's going through your head in terms of the future of this project? Like, you have session players that recorded the album. So do you have a live band, and do you want to tour with this?
We all hold. I originally put down all the tracks for the EP in my hometown with players that I grew up with here in my hometown. You know, I knew a bass player, I knew a drummer.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And we basically, and then my session players, we all hold down full-time real jobs. And unless Ellen calls me and wants me to be,
what are you saying? Is that a no? You said you got this buzz going on, so you would not tour? Is that what you're saying?
Well, money talks.
All right.
You know, money talks. You know, if you want to set me up for a crazy tour backing up the Scorpions and want to put some cash in my account, I'm good to go. Absolutely.
Well, dude, I know, but I think that's honestly, that's a perfect fit because of this revival. I mean, the revival is not new. This isn't like the past year or anything. The mid-'80s hair metal revival probably started at least 10 years ago. Probably maybe even 15, where they just started getting a lot of offers to tour again. I mean, it was maybe a tenth of the money from the mid-'80s, but it was enough where they all started doing it again. So you're like the Brent Roach project, Angel, this type of sound is perfect as an opener, man, for these guys.
Thank you.
Because it's like, you can hear the roots of that sound in your music, and then the fans will be listening. It's like, oh, cool, this is the evolution of that sound, but it's still there. Like, that vocal range and some elements are still there, and I think they would love it, man. I really do.
I'm a huge contender, absolutely. My band and what we're doing, we are, yes, absolutely contenders, David. And I have already started approaching, the huge labels, EMI, Capitol, back to, Universal Canada Records and stuff. I'm getting myself out there, and I'm waiting for the offers.
All right, man. Well, when people start hitting you up on Twitter, make sure to let us know, but we have to move on for this show tonight. Brent, it was a pleasure talking. I want to shout out your website. It's BrentRoachProject.com. Just how it sounds, BRENT, roachproject.com. Right in the lower third. God, Rob's on the ball. But Brent, maybe we'll chat with you after, but it was a pleasure chatting with you, man.
Nice meeting y'all.
Yeah, so the next tune we're going to play is Rebirthday by Lady Oshun. Just like that. We're going to hit that, Rob, right there. Bang! Right there.
Tough everywhere, so much despair, jealousy and envy, trying to end me. Lord, defends me from my enemies. Keep on going, mind blowing. Inspiration, not temptation. Insecurities, they don't beat me. They say no, I say go. Pour me my next move, my best move. I had doubts about it. Pour me my next move, my best move. Now I'm out of patience. Pour me my next move, my best move. Oh, I'm keeping care. Pour me my next move, my best move. Unless it's 100 lady, oh, show my bruise. I found my rebirthday. Past goodbye. Rebirthday. Reach the sky. Rebirthday. I found mine. Many professions covered in perfections. Love 'em and leave 'em. Pride over reason. Heal that girl. Change her world. Fixing mistakes.
Lady Oshun with Rebirthday. Awesome tune. Again, man, everything is awesome tonight. Back-to-back weeks. R&B hip-hop flavor here. I'm digging it big time. I think I'm going to go right to P, man. I know P, he's like, the pot is bubbling with comments over there. You can just see it in his eyebrows.
I would love to see how you see my eyebrows through these glasses, but that's okay though, man.
It's coming through, man.
You know what? I'll tell you what. There we go.
Oh, he's taking them off. Serious time.
Nah, this one was really deep for me. Because number one, it sounds like she grew up in the church, like the choir. That's what I immediately felt. And then let me flip it for you. Like the title of this one is called Rebirthday, right? And if we take it to the Christianity realm, for me, and I don't know if anyone else caught this, it sounds like this was her way of subtly talking about being born again. You know what I mean? Like born again Christian. That's what I caught from that. We didn't get to hear the entire song, just a snippet of it, but just taking the name, taking the way that she sounds, it sounds like, she really was trying to subtly praise the Lord. That's how I felt about that one. So, and I'm not mad at it. I co-sign it.
Joe,
unless,
thoughts?
however, she's not talking about the Lord.
That's possible. It's possible you could be dead wrong here. But
I could be dead wrong.
Hey, Joe, any thoughts on this, man?
Yeah, I mean, I was with the name Oshun. I was definitely expecting like an Irish lady,
like a Celtic song. Yeah, it's like, okay, Miss Oshun.
Voice. I mean, it sounds a lot like Destiny's Child or something like that to me. The song itself isn't necessarily super original sounding, but she's got a really nice voice and strong, and I'd like to hear some other stuff from her.
Cool, man. You got more tunes, right, man? You want to take it away?
One more tonight. This is not a world premiere, as our notes say. That's in place of what we did last night. Although I do like the graphics on this one. This is called "Back to the Hood" by T-Dubble. Hit it, Rob.
I had to get you back to the hood. I know you miss my loving, know you miss my thugging. We ended this for nothing. You thought I was bluffing. I had to get you back to the hood. Had to get you back to the hood. Now my phone be blowing, I don't really answer. She all in my DM, saying she a dancer. Ask if we compatible, I tell her I'm a Cancer. Yeah, bitch, I'm from Texas, I put medicine in Fanta. Cause my ex, bitch, she was tripping on a nigga, found the exit. Yeah, I went missing on that nigga, now I'm flexing. Since then I've been getting figures, but she do not know. That's how I roll, pull up in foreigns with foreign ass hoes. Do it again, bitch, I've done this before. You had me on my zone, and if these niggas want some smoke, I turn my location on. You switched up to the other side. I see you on the other side. See you on the dance floor. You've been wearing less and going out more. I had to get you back to the hood. Get you back to the hood. Back to the hood. I had to get you back to the hood. Know you miss my loving, know you miss my thugging. We ended this for nothing. You thought I was bluffing. I had to get you back to the hood. Had to get you back to the hood.
My old bitch in my DM, like, hey, what you doing? Hit her right back, like I'm in these streets moving. Then said that she love me and she really won't prove it. Said she gotta see me cause she thinks she gon' lose it. Bitch, I ain't got time for that. You don't know how to act, the hook can't have you back. You and that ratchet ass, yeah. No upper echelon, nothing here left for you, girl. So what you really wanna do, girl? I know you miss the old.
All right.
Dave's shushing me. Indie Music Live, episode 135. T-Dubble, Back to the Hood. I'm not a big fan of the auto-tune thing on vocals, but this one's actually done pretty well, I thought. The beat could be a little more prominent. But yeah, it's not really, it's like country music. This isn't what I listen to all the time. So I'm not really a huge, authority on it. But the auto tune thing, the vocoder thing, I don't get into that really that much. That's just So
I mean, that's part of my lead in. It's like we're setting up a stage, man. We're setting up the bowling pins for P right here. The tension is palpable.
That's popular stuff.
Well, the tension is palpable and people are rising to their feet right now. I mean, you can feel the energy because I'm teeing it up right here. It was a nice tune. I enjoyed it. I don't have much commentary, but before you get into your, epilogue or whatever you want to call it here, the question is, like, is auto-tune, was it a fad? Was auto-tune a fad? Was it like a 5-year fad where it's just dead now? Because it's fodder for jokes in pop culture. It's fodder for jokes on TV, movies. People make they make fun of the effect, not the artist, just the effect. The fact that you use the auto-tune, it's like people laugh at it. So is it reached the full cycle of its like technological story? And that's it, man.
It's two ways I could go with this.
Okay.
I could get real serious with you. I could take glasses off. I get real serious. You know what? I'm gonna go both ways. I'm gonna get serious.
Yeah, let's go both.
And at the end of the day, when we talk about fads, right? What is a fad? That's something that everybody is doing. Everybody's doing, and then
that has a short term.
Exactly. So with that being said, the challenge that I get sent songs that sound like this every 3 artists, right? So for those who may not know, I'm a program director at CCG Network Radio, and people are sending me music every day, all day, right? And every 3 songs, when it comes to rap, hip hop, this is how it sounds. So I would like to point something out. Today is the 20-year anniversary of Lauryn Hill's Education. That was the last album that she dropped. And I remember how it felt when she dropped that album. And it sounding nothing like anything that was out at the time. You know what I mean? You had Jay-Z running the charts. You had Cash Money running the charts. You had all these artists that were running the charts. And then Lauryn Hill drops The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
I remember.
Yes. So that right there was a lesson in history, that you don't have to sound exactly like every artist to be successful. And I think where artists are scared is they feel that they have to sound just like everybody else. So going back to your question, is it a fad? Hell yeah, it's a fad. Everybody doing it. You know what I'm saying? Hell yes, it's a fad. Now, I'll put my glasses back on.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to talk about this for a moment, man.
Yeah, we are.
And I hope I don't offend anybody. But here's how
Speak freely.
Here's how you know when it becomes a fad. When white folks start doing it. That's just the truth, man. When white folks
Rob, cut him off. Rob, cut him off. That's not new, though. I mean, like, white folks starting to do it. It's not like they just started doing it 3 months ago. Yeah. I mean, that wasn't my point. The fact that it was in pop culture.
You set yourself up for that. So you try to set me up. You set yourself up.
No, dude. No, that wasn't a setup at all, man. I'm just like,
that's just on the board.
That's how I see this effect. Honestly, dude, it's not about race or culture at all.
It's really not. All jokes aside, yes. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There are a lot of tunes that I enjoy that actually use the effect. You know what I'm saying? But when everybody starts to do it, somebody's got to break the mold and say, enough is enough. Maybe here's the new trend. Let me try something different.
Right, P. So what I've noticed is that over the past, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years, is that the use of this effect has become more and more subtle. It's just very, like, you can just barely kind of hear the effect of it in the song.
It should be. I mean,
I know, Joe, and you said that, Joe. But so with this tune now, it's like we almost went back 3 years where there's like it's a really high. Yeah, there's a high usage of it, and this is a type of song that we would hear right at the beginning when Kanye West started using it. It was like, oh, whoa. It's
let's go back even before Kanye. Let's talk about T-Pain, or where T-Pain got it from. in the 80s. I can't remember his name. He used to actually use it. Instead of using a DAW, he would actually blow on his keyboard while he's playing his keyboard and use it. Charlie Wilson, I believe it was. Charlie Wilson is the inventor of auto-tunes before auto-tunes was an app that you could use on your DAW.
Okay.
So there it is.
Okay, so I guess one last thing, Joe. With all that said, with all that said, I mean, we made the point that there is some overusage and it could be a joke and everything. So at the end of the day, with this song, P, well, like, what's the conclusion?
The conclusion is that this particular artist needs to stop being scared to be himself. Come out with some music that is going to be dynamic. Come out with something that's going to stand out because, and this, not just to this artist, to all artists. What are you doing that stands out in the crowd? You know what I mean? If you are one of a million artists that all sound the same, what differentiates you that's going to grab my attention and make me want to purchase? As a consumer, I don't want to hear more of the same. I want to hear something that stands out, something that's original, and something that moves me. You know what I mean?
Well said. Joe, sorry, back to you, brother.
I'm afraid to talk now. All right, so let's wrap it up. We're a few minutes over, but that's all right. So I don't even know what I was going to say. You caught me off guard. We're always here Tuesday nights, that's for sure. This is episode 135. We were here last night as well on a makeup lesson. I'm thinking about work. Makeup episode. We're normally on Tuesday nights. Brent Roach was here tonight. P the Politician was here tonight. Robert Hix from Hixvideo always making us look really, really nice and bright and fluffy and
hot,
sexy. And anyway,
can I just say hello to Teofilo Sebastian? Shouts out to Gloria Talent. She's sharing the show. Radine Cordova in the building. Champ is in the building. Karen Biden is in the building, man. So I just want to say peace to everybody who's tuned in and is showing us love. We appreciate it.
Can I answer your question?
Yes.
No, you can't shout out anybody.
Oh man, my bad.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right,
Can I get a redo? Can I get a redo?
What? No, I'm playing with you. I love having you here. You know that. That's why you're here so much.
Indeed.
All right, so let's everybody have a great night. Happy sleeping. Peace.
Peace.
Cancer, tough everywhere, so much despair, jealousy and envy, trying to end me. Lord, defends me from my